Welcome to section 7, which is on using dates in SAS. In this video, we are going to talk about date values in SAS. Date values in SAS are primarily associated with the data step of SAS. Internally, SAS treats date as numerical values. These numerical values represent number of days between 1st January 1960 and a date specified by the user. The default date in SAS is 1st January 1960. So, whilst computation, any date before 1st January 1960, subtraction of it from the default date will result in negative values which are internally stored in SAS, and vice versa, any date after 1960 will result in positive values after subtraction with the default date in SAS. Date range for performing calculation in SAS is from AD 1582 to AD 19900. What is typically used in SAS to compute date formats are functions, formats, and informats. This dates prior to January 1st, 1960. Internally, they are treated as a negative value. Once you subtract them from the default date, they would be stored as internally as a negative value. For example, even if I take 31st December 1959, it will be stored as -1 in SAS. So I can show you the table. So 1st January 1960 will be stored as a 0. 31st Jan 1960 will be stored as 30. 25th December 1959 will be stored as -6. And 31st December 1960 will be stored as 365. So let us do an example in SAS Studio to check whether this procedure really works. So I am creating a data set. Date 1 is equal to MDY. MDY is a function which stands for month, date and year. So I'm specifying the date 01. 01 is a month, 01 is the day, and 1960 is the year. So after that you put a semicolon. Then you select date 2 is equal to MDY 12, 25, 1959 semicolon. Date 3 is equal to MDY, I will put 08, 07, 1960 semicolon and run. Though I have talked about explaining the MDY function in the next video, but nevertheless to understand how SAS treats dates, I am just introducing the MDY function in this video. We will go through the detail of it in the next video. So I'm selecting this code and I'm clicking on run. So you can see the output data. For 1960 it is taking 0, obviously, because that's the default date. Then for 25th December 1959 it is taking as -7. So you can go back to the code. And for 7th August 1960 it is taking it as 219. So this is how SAS treats dates. And summarizing it, so date values in SAS represent the number of days between 1st January 1960, which is the default date, and specified date as mentioned by the user. So as I already told you, the default date which is taken by SAS is 1st January 1960. Any date that is prior to the default date is stored internally as a negative value. Date post the default date is taken as a positive value internally by SAS. The calculation of dates in SAS can be done between AD 1582 to AD 19900. Basically, calculation of dates in SAS is done using the functions, formats and informat statements. SAS accounts for leap years and also includes leap years starting year 2000 and thereafter. Gives very reliable results regarding day of the week as far as September 1752, and it gives also future calculations correctly regarding the day of the week till AD 19900.